Lincolnshire is the last place that many of my friends see of England. My name is Cyril Douglas Todd, and in this year, 1943, I am 18 years old, and I joined the RAF, serving in Bomber Command. The funny thing is, I'm not qualified to drive a car yet, but I'm allowed to fly in one of these, a Lancaster bomber, and serve as an air gunner and shoot down enemy planes. There are 7 of us in these planes, and it's quite a thing to experience with the noise and power of its 4 Merlin engines. We have radio, but it's still very lonely because my position is in the small turret right at the back of the aircraft, and very frightening, to be honest. Not on my aircraft, but I have seen colleagues who have had to be dragged out of their planes when they got back, their arms and legs just straight and unable to move. I am told that this is a real case of being scared stiff. My squadron is known as 57 Squadron, and we are based at Scampton. I probably shouldn't say, but there's something going on here about us bombing some dams in Germany soon, but it doesn't involve my squadron, so I will miss out on that one. Scampton is a small place, somewhere in the middle of Lincolnshire. But there's a pub down the road and a church where sadly some of my colleagues are laid to rest, and a stark reminder to us all just how dangerous things are. It's believed that for every 100 men who fly with Bomber Command, 56 will die in the air or from wounds received after a sortie. The real worrying part is that only 14 of us out of 100 will survive being shot down, and 12 out of 100 of us will end up being prisoners of war. So, yes, it's frightening, but we try not to think about it too much and do it for our country's freedom. There's a feeling of giving back what we received ourselves, of course, but our bombing of Germany will eventually shorten the war and also help save British soldiers' lives too.
Just after midnight on the 1st of May 1943, Cyril's Lancaster ED 706 left Scampton as a pathfinder for a mission over Essen in the Ruhr. It didn't come back. Just over 6 miles from Scampton is Lincoln. So many airmen from various airfields would have visited here during their spare time and walked the steep, narrow lanes, and certainly would have spent time in the cathedral to find peace and to gather their thoughts. Within the cathedral can be found chapels for remembering soldiers and sailors. St Michael's Chapel is for remembering airmen who died in wars all over the world. In 1954, a window dedicated to those who served in RAF Bomber Command was unveiled. Dressed in shining armour is St Michael, who defeated and expelled Satan from heaven. Below St Michael is the badge of Bomber Command, flanked by the Union flag and the arms of the Diocese of Lincoln. And below those, a Bomber Command airman wears a survival flotation jacket, and a leading aircraftman holds the ropes of an aircraft wheel chock, signifying the relationship between aircrew and ground crew. At the bottom of the window, Lancaster bombers battle against searchlights and anti-aircraft fire, along with RAF Bomber Command's motto, "Strike hard, strike sure." Two 2018 sees the opening of the new International Bomber Command Centre, which overlooks the city of Lincoln and its cathedral, one of the last views these airmen ever saw of their country. The centrepiece of this new place of remembrance is the spire, and is now the tallest war memorial in the UK. At 102 feet high, the same as the wingspan of a Lancaster, and 16 feet wide at the base, which is also the width of a Lancaster's wing. The walls of names, made from Corten weathering steel, carry the names of almost 58,000 men and women who lost their lives while serving Bomber Command. The names are in alphabetical order, but do not mention age or rank, for everyone who died serving in Bomber Command are equals. "55,000, yes, 55,000 men from Bomber Command died in the skies over Europe, and only 30% of those that flew reached the end of World War II without being killed, injured, or taken prisoner of war. Everyone who flew in Bomber Command was a volunteer. They did it for king and country, and their sacrifice helped us to win the war over Germany and to keep our freedom that we all enjoy today. Cyril Todd was only 18 years old when he and the other 6 flight crew members with their plane went missing, and the average age at death of airmen in Bomber Command was a mere 23 years. In 1979, Lancaster ED 706 was recovered by the Royal Netherlands Air Force, which was found buried in reclaimed land 14 kilometres from Amsterdam. Although human bones were found with the plane, none could be identified.